Morning, Tasu Prabhat. See, there's something I'd like to actually bring to the attention of our forum members, as well as if any American Hindu happens to pass by hearing it on my radio. Many people are under the illusion that Obama is an okay guy, that he actually stands for certain progressive enablement of the minorities in hitherto white held territory of the presidency. So they naturally like a black guy being a president. But what they forget is that there is so much of tongue-tied political correctness around criticizing blacks, criticizing Islam. It's Islamophobic, or to associate anybody with it. That is like associating Obama with being a Muslim, and this is taken fully advantage of, since because he knows that you cannot even spell it out or even discuss about it. Nobody discussed about it. But the question still remains: is Obama actually a closet Muslim? Is quite valid now. You can see at his actions. But then, I don't want to go into that. Whether he is really a Muslim practicing Islamic pro-Islamic policy, or whether he is actually a lapsed Muslim still practice having Islamic sympathies, these two things are irrelevant. What is relevant is that is he pro-Islamist or not? So this much has to be admitted that he was once a Muslim. So that pro-Islamist tendencies to be easy on the Islamists and then to kind of be favorable to them could be understood by his past association there. Most ex-Muslims being anti-Islamists, if he is really an ex-Muslim, he should be actually anti-Islamist, but he is not. He claims to be a Christian, and we haven't seen a baptism record of his. And the church through which he claims to have become a Christian is questionable. It's associated with ultra-leftist movements, like the Louis Farrakhan movement. So, if you look at this, we still have a problem. 2 terms are over. He is going out of it and giving a parting kick to the Hindu homeland. He has given, you see, lot of these people like to mow down any kind of debate on this, discussion or criticism on this. The reason is very simple. They like to ingratiate themselves with this administration and the dhimmi establishment, like David Cameron. So they are dhimmis. The establishment is dhimmi. And like Obama administration is pro-brotherhood, pro-Islamist. It's infiltrated, compromised with the brotherhood. And so since these people, though they are actually along with us as a Hindu activist movement, they like to ingratiate themselves to this dhimmi administration. So they like not to hear the kind of stuff that would be construed as Islamophobia or make Obama suspect. So Obama knows this, so he throws breadcrumbs at them, and they run after that. So they argue now, like, they don't argue like saying, look, he's doing this, so how can it be non-logical? They try to mow down this criticism, this debate, calling names. Hey, idiot, this is Hindu Obama. Hindu Obama? Yeah, it's a Hindu Obama wearing Hanuman Chalisa, supplying Hanumans to Pakistan. He's a very Hindu Malik Kafir like Hindu. Yeah. He is enabling Hindus, or is he placing a dynamite at the basement of the Hindu homeland by supplying these F-16s, which can nuke you out? And the empowerment, yes, the proof is we have an appeals court, and he has appointed a Hindu in the appeals court, and that is empowerment. Oh, really? So if you're a Hindu and you're a crook and you've been convicted, you go to the appeals court, the guy is going to take you out. What is there in it for you? What is there for American Hindus, as Hindus, or for Hinduism, that in the appeals court you have a Hindu? Unless he is a compromised judge who will actually deliver in favor of you. So there's nothing there in it for it. It's just a kind of a smug feeling. Okay, that one of us is there, it's like Kenyans feeling Obama is one of us. Stupid. It's you, not us. So this thing is that he has been consistent. The question is whether Obama has been consistent in pro-Islamist policies. So I asked him to look at this, revise his quote. So 2 terms before, where was the Islamist movement? They were all over anti-Islamist regimes. He has toppled them. And in the second term, he has taken it still further up, that the Islamic Caliphate has come about. And he has even given a famous last sermon in the mosque. He goes to the mosque for the first time. As a president, he goes to the mosque. This has never happened. And he goes there. And he delivers a speech, a very loaded speech. It's these verses that he is quoting are taken up from those verses that justify beheadings by the ISIS. And he says that you also can be the rulers of this country. And when he says, I'm a Christian, they are laughing. So what is preposterous for you is a laughable suggestion for them. It's very obvious for them. And this is a mosque that has spawned terrorists. They made 2 attacks. So the message he is giving is that the majority of the Americans are what the problem is with. They are bigots. And he didn't tell them that it's bigotry. We also must, introspect and stop persecuting Christians in the West Asia. No, nothing like that. So another thing I hear from these people is that somehow the Republican Party is just all about Christianity. If it is so, they should have made a lot of noise about the persecution of the Christians. In these 2 terms when they sat in the opposition, they didn't make much bones about it. They didn't make an issue at all about the Christian persecution. It has gone down by 70% in this almost a decade of Obama's administration. So they are not able to do much for the Christians. And so even assuming that, because Donald Trump, to be fair enough, is in record, he did say that between Pakistan and India, India is the bulwark, Button is the check, and he's going to use that. But at the same breath, he has also said that if I win, I will empower Christianity. So yes, I agree, you do have an evangelist problem. But between these two, jihad and evangelism, which do you think is an existential threat, really an existential threat, which you may not be able to handle? It's a logical question. I don't use words like idiot, this, that, and I'll use logic. So if Obama is indeed a Hindu, ask this question. Hindus are idolaters. He is saying in the future there is no place, he is ensuring, like an ISIS decapitator. He is saying in the future there is no place for those who blaspheme the prophet. A prophet who actually blasphemes Hinduism, saying that Murti worship is idolatry and idolaters must be slain wherever you find them. Not a flattering thing to say to Hindus. And he says there won't be a place for any kind of these insults back to that. This is funny. So you see, here is someone calling you kafir, and you say that you cannot. You say a Hindu is a Hindu, Malik kafir. So you have to understand that in these crucial elections, in these historical elections in the United States, you got to also accommodate the views and concerns of the Hindus back home, the Hindu thinkers, the Hindu bloggers, and so on. You have to take it into consideration. The second thing you have to take into consideration is you are one of the best, blessed people in the United States. You belong to the topmost. The country has given a lot to you. Now it is time that you stop thinking as a minority or an outside of the establishment, and then be confident enough to look into those concerns of the conservatives of your country, because we Hindus are a conservative community. So look into those concerns like border issues, open borders, too many people coming in, we don't know who is coming in. And then he's also bringing in 500,000 Muslims in these 2 terms he has brought in, and then another 500,000 are coming on their way. So is it good for us, for Hindus? And then so also think for their issues, terrorism issues which we share, and his consistent, most important, what bugs you is his consistent pro-Islamist stand. The litmus test, I gave it to them. You just check. If you say that Obama is a neutral president, if this is true, well, let us check it out. If he is neutral, which side will he stand in the Egyptian issue when it propped up? They first toppled a regime that was anti-Islamist, that is Mubarak's, where they imprisoned you if you simply for wearing a long beard. And okay, all right, then for democracy, all for democracy's sake. And after that, the Islamists seized power. So everywhere you see the same thing. So immediately the Islamists who are he is keeping a tight lid on them, they captured the power, and they started abusing it. So when he was abusing it and persecuting, and then kind of doing this Islamization of Egypt, abusing the democratic power, Obama did nothing. He didn't say that no, this is not permissible, and we will actually hold a re-election, call for earlier. Nothing. He kept quiet. And when the Egyptian people rose up against this Islamization, he took a beautiful stand. He was saying, you hold your breath. He is saying, this is the legitimate government you are opposing, that you have toppled with the help of the army. Please bring it back. He wants the Muslim Brotherhood to come back against the will of people who are resisting Islamization. Now what more you need? You have any stuff here? You're calling others Hindu idiots. What do you have here? Here is a guy who is saying that Morsi, the thug who ordered killings of people and the protesters on the street, must be brought back because he's the democratically, legitimately elected government. Now he went further than that. He started pressurizing this military general who rescued the Egyptians from the clutches of the Brotherhood in a legitimate democratic election, abusing his power. Fortunately for him, when he stood for elections, he won. Fortunately for the Egyptians. But then Obama won't stop there. He kept on nagging them that you bring back Brotherhood, accommodate them in the power. What will they do? The judiciary banned the Muslim Brotherhood. So what should America do? It should respect the secular judiciary. No. It says, no, the Brotherhood must still be there, come to the White House, we support. So they are going above the secular judiciary of Egypt and its people. And and on top of it, they started arming the hardliners in the Sinai. The very next week that they held meetings with the Brotherhood, the Sinai rebellion breaks out. And this they have been doing everywhere. They are doing it in Libya, they are doing it in Syria. It's all on the record. Their own Democrat senator, their own representative, House representative, Tulsi Gabbard, she is saying, I have the video with me, she is asking the obvious question, why are we arming our enemies? Why are we arming the Al-Qaeda? Why are we arming these people, the jihadi groups? We shouldn't be doing that. Why are we doing that? And these people who are ingratiating themselves to this demi-establishment are hailing this as, oh, he's pro-Hindu, he's Hanuman Chalisa. You see, this is ridiculous. It's very clear that this president is pro-Islamist and has been enabling one after the other every Islamist of every kind, including the Iran. For everyone he has given freebies. He has given the nukes to the Ayatollahs, $100 billion plus change, and then he has given F-16s as he is going, oh, your turn, Pakistan, have your freebies, goodies, Santa Claus. And so this policy continuations must be broken. That can be done only if the Democrats are given a respite. And this run of office by the Democrats is now given a respite, and you try the alternative, give the Republicans a chance. Regarding the evangelist concerns of a Republican administration, renewing evangelist defense is something you have to face. You can negotiate. You can express, okay, we will go along with you this time, breaking our historic precedents that we always stayed with the Democrats. Now, in return for that, all right, fine. We don't like this kind of evangelists. We are not actually against Christians, but then please do not. We will guarantee you freedom, but then not this evangelism activity. Or something like that. You can work yourself around of it. Or in the worst case, you can still face it confidently. We are winning as much white converts as Christianity is winning people back here. So it is a homeland concern, basically. And so, fair enough. You give me the right to convert your people, I give you the right to convert. But then we are also confident that we'll organize counter efforts to stem back conversions. We have to do it. But then for that, allow this kind of an administration that is placing dynamites at the basement of the Hindu homeland. You supply so many F-16s to Pakistan. Now all your nuclear deterrence is gone. You're vulnerable. And then the same way, he's toppling all these governments. The way they did it with CIA funding, with the Qataris supplying the arms, it's all come out. Their own report says that. It's been, this administration over 2 terms has been enabling the Islamists and the rise of Islamic imperialism, particularly the virulent kind, that has ambitions for India. And they have declared their intent very clearly. Both Al-Qaeda as well as the ISIS have said that our next move is into India. And what if this administration picks up, like the Arab street protests, these protests by the leftists, and then they work on it, and then the Qataris supply the fundings, and they buy the arms and supply them, And if they spot a civil unrest in India toppling it, then why would they do it? Why would they do to destabilizing India? They need it against China. Also, a devious argument. Why would they do that to all these stable regimes that are actually more friendly and are not posing a problem for United? They can do that to themselves. They did it to themselves. They toppled Mubarak, they toppled Gaddafi, and then Gaddafi was saying, if I go, don't understand that all these Muslims behind me in Africa will flood you, they'll drown you, and all these Al Qaeda and all will just go ahead and then massacre you. That's what is happening in Paris. That's what could have happened in Germany. That's what is happening all over Europe, in Cologne, in New Year's Eve. So all these, he said, you remove me, and they removed him. And then Mubarak was saying the same thing, they removed him. And so you see, everywhere, they are doing it against their own interest, which means that we have to, also consider this, whether this president is actually ideologically, at least, if not, I don't believe that he is actually, it could be. There is also what you call a takaya in their practice. But then whether this president is ideologically inclined towards the Brotherhood, Muslim Brotherhood, because he has a past like that. His own brother, one of his brothers, is active member in the Muslim Brotherhood. So never before he had their place in a mess like this. It seriously jeopardized the apparatus, and you have the emails and all, lying here and there, all are classified, 12 of them. And then Brotherhood operatives, one of the ladies that is advising Hillary Clinton is also the wife of a Muslim Brotherhood senior leader in Egypt. So this is an administration having its own problem, but it's not ours. But then still, we will have, this time, Indo-Americans have to really pause and think whether they've gone too far, and whether for these crumbs that they're getting it back from this administration, is it worth really helping them keep a dynamite at the basement of their Hindu homeland? This is something you have to think seriously. And then in the debate, place arguments, counter arguments. First answer, why would a kind of a non-Muslim Hindu Obama would side with the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt when the secularists are struggling and the people are struggling against the Muslim Brotherhood? First answer that question, then proceed with the argument. You're not having an answer. I haven't heard any answer for that, explaining his behavior. I'm saying he's doing that because he is consistently pro-Islamic. That is what is my argument. Show me anywhere it is not consistent. Instead, he's appointing a judge. Is that why he's an Islamic? Yeah, the judge is going to, exonerate you if you make an appeal, and that is going to save India. So irrelevant issues. Oh, he came to the Republic Party and sat with Obama, and then spoke about tolerance and stuff like that. Hey, it's ridiculous. So I would expect the Hindus, both here as well as our compatriots, the diaspora, to review their choices in these coming American elections. More on that later on my radio. Thank you.